Hello everyone, yet another episode with you all. Today I'm going to talk about inquiry-based learning. Inquiry-based learning, how you implement this in STEAM education. Because this entire 20 episodes will be covering with the STEAM education, but the teaching methodologies, pedagogical methods and IBL, PBL, everything will be discussed. Today I'm going to touch with the inquiry-based learning. So have you all heard about this word? Have you all heard this inquiry-based learning before? Or you have added in your curricular system, in your curricular or maybe lesson plan? Maybe most of the teachers would have added everything, but unknowingly. Directly, we didn't know this is related to STEAM education, and this is the change from early years education to traditional education to new methodologies. Yes, it is. So in this we will learn about the understanding and the importance and the role of a teacher when you are planning inquiry based learning. That is very important, and also how we can implement this in our classroom. That is very important, because we need how to implement this in the classroom is a very important topic that we have to talk about, because not knowing that we know what is inquiry based. After this lecture you will get to know what is inquiry based learning is, but you should know how to implement this in this class. So we talked about the holistic development in the STEAM education and the 4C in my previous lectures. When it comes to inquiry-based learning, there are 4 things that we have to keep it in your mind. I'll go one by one. It should be student-centered activity. Whatever the activity that you are selecting for the child, it should be student-centered. Because we can't center the school or the teacher. Maybe we can add the inclusive learning method. That is the different types of method that we are using, but it should be student centered. And number 2, collaboration is very important. Number 3, critical thinking. Number 4, constructive. Constructive, when it comes to constructive, you should have that. Step by step, you should construct that. Whatever the lesson plan, whatever the project, whatever the curriculum that you are planning to do with the children, you have to construct, you have to stack one by one for the needs and the wants of the children. I regularly spoke about, gradually I was speaking about the importance, the needs of the children, but in this episode I'm not going to touch that, because we are going to see how you implement this inquiry-based learning. So inquire about own. First, number 1, inquire about own, whether this is suitable for children. Will it work? How long it will take? How many days I need this to finish it off? You question yourself before writing down the lesson plan. It is very important, because when you write down the importance, right? When you write down the importance, you ask yourself, and for example, I'll give you one short thing. When you are planning to give a story, narrate a story for the child, you should go whether it's suitable for children. And also, it should be inquiry-based learning. That means child should be able to ask you a question, and you should be able to ask question from the children as well. Maybe after the story or maybe in between the story, you can ask, because you can ask the color, you can ask the size, you can ask the environment, you can ask them to describe. If you're talking about an animal, you can ask the child to describe about that animal. They might say, because they might ask cross questions even in the middle of the story. Allow them, because you have to organize activity to encourage children to ask questions. That is the most important thing. Inquiry-based learning means you should provide opportunity for children to ask question, and that should not be like, it should be open-ended question. You cannot say yes, no and stop. You have to continually and give a clear idea, clear answer for that child. And in between, that is the question raised by the child. And you can ask question in between to improve their cognitive skill, critical thinking. And when we come to STEAM, you can ask related to engineering, related to art, related to maths. So everything is, that is what we are talking about, the holistic development. The holistic development indirectly that we are giving for the child through this inquiry based learning. So whatever the activities that you are planning, especially the STEAM education, you can apply this inquiry based learning process, because somehow they will, you have to provide opportunities. Unless you don't provide opportunity, you keep on talking like I'm doing now. No, because I have no option, I have to talk, right? This is not the time that I can ask question from you, since it's not a live session. But during my live session, I often ask questions from my students. That is very important, because when you ask questions, and number one, it's clear, you are clear with that idea, maybe clear with the questions, and you get to know more idea about that, because you might ask a different questions, another student might ask another question. So it is a different types of questions raised in the same time, in the same, for the same question. I mean, for the same story, or maybe for the same lesson, different type of questions will come across. Then you will be able to understand everything. So it is very important, because children, they're so curious, they love to learn. Because, and also in inquiry based learning, as shortly I said, IBL, you will bring that curiosity of the child. The child curiosity definitely, because they are very much, they show interest, they show the love of learning, love of joy, everything will come out of the children. Because like I said, they can't sit in one place for 20 minutes and ask for the story and just maybe narrate the story, but your expressions, your inquiring things, everything, questionnaire, everything is very, very important. Because we are this is the foundation of the children. Because you all know, because as we have learned psychology, you all know the children who ask questions are really smart children, because it tends them to, because of their curiosity, they ask questions. Because of the love of learning, they ask the question, and the interest that we have showed towards the child will definitely bring that out. So IBL is very important thing that because that will shape up the mind. It is very important. We often speak about the mindfulness of the child and the teacher, so we can shape up the mind. And new innovators in 21st century skill is one important thing that we always says is we need new inventions, new innovators. So IBL will definitely help to pave the path for children for their new innovation. And also technology advance, because definitely, because when you ask nowadays, when you're asking like just be narrate a story and ask questions, but when you can use the smartphones or laptops, I'm not saying that we are encouraging children to use that, but technology is very important. My next lectures, I will touch ICT too. Then I will talk detailedly about how important it is in developing their technological advancement. That is very important. And they are ready to face the real world. We are real world challenges, real world problems, because that is the one major thing that we consider in STEAM education. So we are preparing the child for the 21st century. Are they able to, do they have that capability to face that 21st century skill? Do they have that? How to bring that out in the children with that holistic development? And like I said, critical thinking, constructive, step by step that we can bring that. And we definitely foster the development. We are talking about the progress of the child. Definitely when it comes to IBL, we can see a huge progress, development, and also children will be so resilient. That is very important. They should be very resilient children and disciplinary. They will really face the challenges. If end of all the sessions, we always talk about the challenges and the solutions. So they are ready to face the challenge because they know they can find a solution, because we have provided opportunity for children to come out with these IBL statements. So IBL is one important thing. And also collaborative They will collaborate with others, inclusive learning. Again and again, I don't want to talk about that. And all in all, are we ready for the modern world? That is the question. Are we ready for the modern world? Yes, of course. That is the question that we have to give. Yes, as early childhood educators, we have to prepare the children for this modern world. 21st century, then only we can go, because there are lots of challenges that I'll speak the challenges later. And we always seek the success in the children. That is the final outcome of everyone, as teachers, or maybe the adults, maybe the parents, everyone they need the success. The outcome should be 100% success. Maybe we create mistakes. I'm not saying that we don't make any mistakes. We create mistakes, but we don't interrupt the child in between. Let them learn from their mistakes. That is the nature of the children, because they make mistakes, because maybe this is the first time that they are learning about this, because they don't have any hands-on experience, no hands-on teaching. So we have to provide opportunity to get them all the experience, collaboration, and definitely they will put their hard work, they will put their talents out, and we can get the outcome. It's the final outcome is success, and they can be a good individual too. That is very important. And when I come to talk about the role of a teacher, right, it's a role of educator in IBL. We have to encourage the curiosity of the child. When the child is so curious to learn, we have to encourage. That's IBL will definitely help you to encourage the children for their curiosity, for their interest, for their need. Because encouragement is one thing, not only early years, not only the early childhood period, even the youth, even the young, even the secondary class children, they need that encouragement and the appreciation. With the encouragement, if we can give them a good feedback, that definitely they will be motivated. So that will help them to go to the next step, that will help them to go to the next level. So appreciation is very important, the feedback, outcome, and provide resources. I know it is very difficult, but it's a challenge. We can find solution for the challenge, like I said before, and we have to provide enough resources for children to do the necessary things. Maybe in STEAM education, maybe whatever the lesson that we are planning, we can inculcate at everything, because the providing resources is very important. And we are facilitators. We are not only teachers. We have to identify the need and the wants of the children. That is the number one thing that we have to keep it in our mind. Because sometimes we call, in Sri Lanka we say we are mothers. We are second mother of the child. We are not reluctant to say that, because when they come to school, we provide everything. Even we feed the child, we nurture the child, we provide everything, all the facilities, educational facilities, everything is provided. Like home, we don't give that child to see the difference, but they see the difference in school and this home environment. That's true, but the love and care is very important, because we are facilitators. We are ready to provide everything, because we are not like reluctant to say that no word. We always say the word yes for the children. And also you can say, it is one thing that I said, celebrate the mistakes. Celebrate the mistakes. So are we going to put balloons and everything and celebrate it? No. How do you celebrate the mistake? Because without harming the child, we are not going to say correctly, right, baby, this is what you have done, right? No, let them correct on their own. Provide opportunities for that, because we need the patience. We need to wait for some time for child to finish that work. Let them take their own time. Like I said, time is also a challenge, because we work according to a timetable. We always run out of time, but we can't see that. I know it is a biggest obstacle when you plan a lesson plan, or when you do a curriculum. Time is a biggest obstacle. Time management is a very difficult task for all the teachers, but we should be able to manage And because then only we can celebrate the mistake, because children, they make mistake. That is the nature of the children, because we have to see whatever the outcomes, we should be able to appreciate, because we are ready to face the success, we are ready to celebrate the success. Then why can't we celebrate the mistake as well? So as a facilitator, like mindfulness teacher, because mindfulness, everything is mindfulness, we need that compassion toward children, that empathy towards children, because when it comes to design thinking, we speak about empathizing. So when you're working with the children, that empathizing is very important. So you need the compassion towards the children. That will definitely motivate them to go ahead and do their activity. Maybe the rest, maybe the other activity. Maybe they might skip this. Never mind, let them go to the other one. And also give them the feedback, and also empower that. Allow the children to explore the world and face the real world challenge. This is what we learn in IBL. IBL is very important, because when it comes to IBL, inquiry based learning, we can find that we can trigger the curiosity of the child, we can understand, we will have a clear understanding of the children, and that will provide opportunity for them to interact with others, collaborate with others, all in all problem solving, decision making, and we will get a critical thinker, intellectual thinker. We love to see intellectual thinkers. Definitely we can, if we can give a good feedback, if we can appreciate the child, if we can celebrate the mistakes, definitely the outcome is going to be marvelous. Its outcome is going to be amazing. That is for sure. As an early childhood educator, I'm pretty sure that we can have that. If we imply this IBL method in our STEAM education, also if we can add this in our day-to-day lesson plan, in our curriculum, at least twice a week or thrice a week, definitely it's going to pave the path for children, for the curiosity of learning, and to engage in the learning, interest, love of joy, and love of learning. I hope it's clear. See you with the next episode. Thank you.